Ah, what up, B?
Ain't shit. What up? We live?
We live, baby.
All right. Hold up. Let me get myself together. I want to finish this.
You in the zone right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought I heard somebody say in my mind.
Oh, you know it was coming.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
My bad, yo. I'm ready.
You good?
At Target, score low prices and great deals. This meantime is still up. Only at Target.
Oh.
But yeah. Man. So, we about, shit, what's today? 13, 12 days till Christmas?
Right.
Man. Already, I swear it was just damn Thanksgiving. And it's ready to be Christmas already. Look. Just want you to be free. You know what I mean?
I don't care. I'm telling you. No matter
you listen to me.
World, it could be anything going bad in the world. This bitch gonna bring back some memories.
Merry Christmas to each one of you. Merry Christmas. I'll do the bass part. I ain't gonna sing. I'm gonna just do the bass part. I ain't gonna do the yeah, I ain't gonna do Eddie Kendrick's part. I'm gonna do Melvin part.
Just got finished getting my joint straight.
Round young virgin, mother and child, holy infant.
Alright, my bad.
Listen, he was in the zone, right? He was in the zone. Sleep in heaven.
Eat, nigga.
You know what I mean? Listen, man. Right?
Come on, rest
your mind. Man, I'm trying to tell you, for a couple vocal lessons, I could have been Eddie Kendrick's. Couple vocal lessons.
Right. Backup dancer, singer.
This me right here. Silent night.
Backup for Rick James.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna show y'all all of that though. Till you somebody sign a check. I can't just give all the talent up. You know what I mean? This me right here. Yeah.
What's up? I know you. No. I be doing too much. Time be getting past. Next thing I know,
The Savior is born. Listen, go on and rest your mind. Sit down and rest your mind. You know what I mean? Go ahead and rest your mind. You good. Tawana, what up, Tawana? I ain't seen Tawana in a minute.
I know she don't like us no more.
As I sit by the fireplace, only our people can tell two stories at the same time in one song.
Right.
Only our people. And actually only the Temptations. That's two whole different conversations going on in that song.
Right. We have a moment. We have a moment.
Sleep.
Sleep in heaven.
What? I feel like I should have a Paul Mall cigarette and some E&J. Rest your mind. This one you know it. So look at the face. Look at the face. Christmas to all of you. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. The Temptations. What?
Man, fuck Christmas.
Right, I don't even need Christmas. I'm good. I ain't gotta open no gifts now. I'm good.
Just give me a plate.
You know what I mean?
Open Christmas. Just give me a plate.
That's all I need. Right. Y'all to celebrate that white man holiday. Let that white man bring them gifts in your house. Got your kids thinking the white man bringing all your gifts and giving you gifts. Celebrating that holiday.
Hey, last year I went and talked to my granddaughter, right? And she said, my youngest granddaughter was like, we can't Santa, we don't have a chimney for Santa to come down. So I was joking, I was like, yeah, Santa gonna come through the back door and all this other stuff, right? Molly said, all right, Pop, we already know that Santa's not real. We had this long ass conversation. She said, all right, Pop, we already know that Santa's not real. I was like, yo, y'all ruined my Christmas. Damn it.
Yo.
I was dying, yo.
That's wow. Al, what up, Al?
Yeah, Al.
So we back another week.
Happy holidays to everybody. Thank everybody for coming on.
It was just, because yesterday was just Thanksgiving yesterday.
Right, so it seemed like it.
Christmas next week, so you know what I mean? But I'm not cooking turkey and ham and shit for Christmas, yo.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm not. We always do meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and like some type of green, whether greens or green beans or every year we pick a different green. But yeah, yo, like I'm not doing turkey 2 times in less than 40 days. I'm good with turkey once a year.
I think we're gonna do steaks on the grill and baked potatoes. And my daughter don't eat meat, so I'm gonna make her some lasagna.
I made lasagna Sunday, boy. That bitch was fire. It's gone now. That motherfucker was fire, bro. I'm trying to tell you, Lord.
You got that out before I can say, let me get some.
Yeah, no, it was gone. I came back. I'm thinking I was gonna have something for dinner last night, yo. Cameron and my daughter whacked that shit up, yo.
That's how I do, yo. I can eat lasagna, boy.
That shit was fire. I'm gonna make another one though. So
I
I
think I
should have
make
just
a
made a
real
bigger pan.
lasagna too, though.
You said what?
I make a real good lasagna.
Yeah, mine. I made that shit. My joint wasn't that bad. That was only like my second time making lasagna for real, for real.
I like ribs and red snap. See, that sound good too.
Ass, Al, we coming to your house with
Right, and drop over.
cousin.
I was like your boy. What was his name? Bro, man, just walking the door like that.
Heard y'all got some fish.
Right.
I'm gonna need a piece of that. I heard y'all got red snap. I hope y'all will season that with some lemon or something. I'm with that. And some garlic or something.
I like stacking.
Ashley said you gotta make 2 pans of lasagna. All right. So this is something we talked about at work. While we're talking about spaghetti and lasagna and all of that. Do you put sugar in your spaghetti sauce? Should you put sugar in your spaghetti sauce, or should you just allow people that use sugar to put it on their own plate?
Al trying to charge us to come in. I heard people say sugar just take out the tartness.
Well, it's for people with acid reflux. A lot of people that when they eat lasagna, or tomatoes, they get acid reflux, so the sugar cuts that.
I don't put sugar in my stuff.
I don't either.
I probably should do it for people that got that shit.
But see, that's why I said exactly, Ashley. That's why I said let them put their sugar on their own. I wouldn't put it in the whole. I learned my lesson. I did that shit one time. Boy, camera like choked shit out of me. She was like, "Nigga, you won't eat no damn sweet spaghetti." I was like, "Oh, my bad. I won't do that shit no more." But that was rude though. You know what I mean? Because you can't assume that everybody gonna like that shit like that.
All right. Question number 2 about the spaghetti. Do you stir it up, mix it together, or do you leave your noodles separate from your sauce?
Separate.
Gotta be separate. Who else out there making spaghetti?
Because I use the rest of the sauce to make goulash. Because whenever Kamala makes spaghetti sauce, I need a nice little pot of goulash, bro.
Who said they like Tawana like it?
Tawana said she like to mix hers.
Hey, we used to mix it back in the
Ashley
day.
said mix hers too.
We only mixed ours back in the day because
we couldn't afford to eat.
Yeah, but I like the taste of noodles though. That's why I like mine separate. I like tasting noodles too.
And then for me, like when I make spaghetti or when Kamala makes spaghetti sauce, sometimes I like to make a couple different kinds of noodles. Like I don't make just spaghetti noodles. I always gotta make spaghetti and cavatappi, or I gotta make like some other type of noodles with it too. Because then, like I said, I gotta have some goulash, yo. Whenever she makes spaghetti sauce, I always put like a nice little pot of sauce to the side. I got to have that goulash. What you got there, brother? You got some wine there, my brother?
Yeah, a little something. Sip on.
Drinking the man's poison, huh, brother?
Knick-knack. Patty.
Whack. Give a dog a bone. 2000. Party over. Oops, out of time. My bacon smelling fine.
Yeah.
Hey, Al, I only use angel hair pasta for scampi, yo.
I like angel hair.
I like angel hair with scampi or with some type of garlic base. Like I don't like it with tomato sauce because it tastes like it's soggy.
I think dudes cook better than women. I don't know where that came from.
It could be said. It's an argument. Yeah. Yup. If this is true, I'm fucked up in the game. I already been fucked up in the game.
Yeah.
If this is true, like I'm out there.
That must be what happened then.
I'm in the look.
That must have what happened.
Listen, hey, guess what? Shit is delicious. Oh well. Ashley, you comment for that shit, Ashley. Yeah, man, we do. We definitely. I mean, it could be said because, and she said her ex would never eat it if he wasn't home when I cooked it. That's some.
What was the movie? What was the movie? Oh, why did I it was why did I get married when your boy was sitting at home with his wife and she fixed him the dinner and he was
Yeah, yeah. Why I get married?
Pamela was scared to eat.
Right, doing dirt. But yeah, yo, like I think it. Like I said, the argument could be made though that men cook better. I mean, some of the greatest chefs are men. Right, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. But you probably just put yours to the side first. Al said my ex asked to cook her. She said she got the dessert. Yeah. Like I don't, yeah, I cook. I mean, like I'm a beast with my shit. Like you already know how I do. Like I don't even fuck around with it. But ultimately, like it's certain things that I don't like to make because I think Kamala make it better. Like I will say that. You know what I mean? I absolutely will say that. But yeah, I get to then. I get to then. Like I mean, you a cooking motherfucker too, though, Mike.
I mean, I get down a little bit. You feel me?
I mean, I know, right? Especially after I taught you everything, so you gotta be nice with it. You know what I mean? I gave you the skills. You know what I mean? Couldn't scramble an egg in 2013. Terrible, yo, just terrible.
All you can do is boil water.
You know what I mean? But nah, Mike, you cooking motherfucker too, though. He is. I can't even front. I just don't go to his house on hot dog day. That's all.
That's your only time you come in.
Because he don't cook them.
Every time you come in, he come with a pocket full of hot dogs. Man,
he eats them right out. He eats them right out the refrigerator. He don't even cook them. He just gong. Rita be tossing them to him like Dougie treat. Like she just walk up the steps. He just walk up the steps and fling one over the foyer. And he just jump up and bang.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
we'll notice.
But that's another episode. We're gonna talk about that on next
right.
episode. We ain't gonna get into that. Next week, yo, my people's coming through, man, with the boot mob in Virginia, out of Virginia, Petersburg. My folks, my cousins, they doing big things right now, music. You know what I mean? Just got a production deal with Sony, so you know they live right now. So they're coming through next week. But today we just you know what I mean? We just catching up. I
got somebody who gonna come on too.
Who?
She my cousin. She do this like she sell these like oils and lotions and stuff.
You was telling me about that. Yeah. We're gonna have the freaky episode. Yes.
Everything ain't about the sex, but it's a lot of this shit is inspired by comforting your mate.
True shit.
You know, like when y'all just laying around and you don't just rub the shit on, it ain't always about sex. But a lot of it is. I was thinking, to be honest with you, I'm gonna do some research on it and I might start selling some of that shit myself. Cause they got all type of lip balm and lotion.
Listen. As long as let me tell y'all something right about my freak shit. As long as they sell vegetable oil in the store, my wife will always be satisfied.
Right. Well, greasy ankles. Except for ashy ankles.
You'd be surprised with a cowboy hat and some vegetable oil we do in the bedroom. You'd be surprised.
Yikes.
You'd be surprised. Don't hate, yo. Don't do that ain't sound like nothing but
I almost threw up in my mouth and swallowed it.
It ain't sound like nothing but hate.
Yeah, sex too.
It's all good though.
Goodness.
It's all good.
I think they're a great creation. Honestly. You check it?
I don't know. It absolutely is. I need to jump. You're right. I might actually need to go ahead and start buying some stuff.
I'm telling you.
Because it actually is a $1 billion business.
She gonna come on here and show how they make sales. I can't explain it fully, so I ain't even gonna get into it. But it's like the simple part about it is you don't have to purchase anything. You get on a team, like we build a team and make sales, and then you order it for people as they want it. And there's some like she got customers that consistently buy some of the same stuff over and over. So
Word.
it's just a little juggle you could do on the side.
Word. We in. No. But
what you eating? Pig in a blanket. Pig in a blanket. Look, Glizzy's in a blanket. No, you ain't.
I got money. You eating a popsicle before we done.
That's you. Oh, Ricky Bobby.
My shit shaped like a square.
Oh yeah. So what we doing tonight? What we getting into?
Brownies. I mean, just normal shit, just catching up. Like, I necessarily got a topic because you know what I figured out, yo. When we try to have a topic, it goes left.
Always. Everything we do.
So the best thing for us to do for better continuity and to keep the flow of conversation going is to just talk about the shit that we've been watching on the news. I saw the shit you sent me.
That shit crazy.
I watched the shit. But listen, I was guilty of shitting on. I was saying something bad. I was like, damn, Dion left the school, this, that, whatever. Come find out. Motherfucker was beating him out his bread. Oh. And also, we got a guest coming through. She in the hallway chilling right now. She said she was coming hang with us for a little bit. Give us a couple updates on some things. So we're gonna go ahead and bring her in now. Live off her Vegas tour. You know what I mean? She forgot to bring my damn monkey fur vest though. Shout out to Miss Les Michelle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Les Michelle to the conversation. What up, Les?
Wow. Hey, y'all.
What's up? How you been?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
All is well.
That's what's up.
Listen, man, we
gonna get back to that Dion shit soon.
Yeah. But because Pamela hit me up and she was like, "Pooh." This is how she said it. She was like, "Pooh." I was like, "What?" But she called me Pooh. For those y'all that don't know, she called me Pooh. What? She was like, "Pooh." I was like, "What's up?" I just talked to Leslie. Leslie said, "You need to make sure that you send her an invite tonight because you need to come on here and she got some things she need to update people about." And she said it just like that. So I said, "All right, well, that's fine." She was like, "Oh, but wait a minute." She told me to ask you. I said, "Well, no, that's cool." So we here, and now I want you. The floor is yours. By all means.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, what's going on, everybody? So I figured that like this might be the best way to kind of provide an update because sometimes I get, random inboxes from people or somebody sending me a screenshot of somebody's opinion of what is or isn't going on with everything with Montre. So for those of you that don't know, I'm Montre Trader Kids C's sister Leslie, and today I just wanted to come here because we celebrating a little bit. We had a little victory today. So y'all know I don't like saying this nigga name, but for the sake of tonight, so what some of you may not know is that we actually had to attend a parole hearing today. So Esau applied for parole. So I know about a month or so ago, I was a little in my feelings and I made one of my typical curse everybody out live type of videos when Montre's mural was defaced. So we were already dealing with, a lot as a family. And what a lot of you didn't know was that he did, in fact, apply for parole. So today we went, we spoke before the parole board, and his parole was denied today. So, the C clan and the Blake clan, we just been celebrating today because we really haven't been getting a lot of victories and wins where Montre's case is concerned. So I just wanted to update you guys and let you know that.
That's good. That is good.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it because at the end of the day, it shouldn't even really have been going on this long.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
This should have been settled a long time ago, and the family should all be at peace by now, or at least on some semblance of working towards peace with it.
Right.
So I'm glad that that y'all are able to start putting some pieces together. You know what I mean? Because I was saving my opinion for the, I was saving my opinion for the billboard. I mean for the because I was on one about that because I felt like that shit was a whole conspiracy. Yeah, Mike, we talked about that on here, didn't we, Mikey?
Yeah.
We talked about that joint on here. We was like, yo, hey, John, man, I keep trying to send you the link and keep saying it's an error though. But we talked about it, and we was like, no, they did that shit. Plain and simple. The government did that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was the government. But at the end of the day, it was able to get fixed, and then all of the BS that came along with that because of how it was redone, and then everybody had their opinion about that. And it's one of them things I just figured out is regardless of what happens or how you do shit, people gonna have their fucking opinion.
Well,
and
I mean,
like,
yeah.
We worry about them people, or we just keep doing what we gotta do and keep it moving.
Well, right. This is one of the things that we want to clarify as a family. So we had already made the decision after Montre's mural was defaced the time before when someone threw paint on it. Prior to this whole election thing taking place with somebody putting, the election sticker on it, right? So we had already had a meeting as a family and decided to redo Montre's mural. We were just going to wait until after the holidays and do it, at the beginning of the year. So we had already chosen the new design. The same person, so let me clarify this too, because everybody think they know when they don't know. The same person that did the first mural is the same person that did this one. Yeah. Thomas L. did not do the first mural. Okay, so let me clarify that. Jeff painted and designed both murals. Yeah. So
Harrington or right his last name. Harrington or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we had already made that decision prior to it taking place. So when the situation came up with that campaign sign being stuck to his mural and it pulled the paint off, in order to do the repairs, there was like because the mural is done in layers. People look at it and they just think that somebody just went over there, painted stuff. It's actually a bunch of layers. And we were able to see it from beginning to end this time with the new design. I may be shortcutting it, but it's like 20 to 30 different layers of different paints and things that went into doing the mural. So when it was defaced and that sign was removed, it pulled off multiple layers. So it wasn't like one of those things where you could just go in and fill in the spaces where the paint was removed.
Had to take it down to a certain level and rebuild it.
So we got together as a family and we were like, do we go ahead and just let him try to fix these spaces, try to match all of these different layers of paint? Or if since in a month and some change, we were redoing the mural anyway, do we just go ahead and redo the mural to the new design that we'd already chosen? Montre's son, Trenton, wanted the new mural. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say this one last time. We don't give a fuck how y'all feel about it.
Let me talk.
We did what we wanted as a family. We did what his son wanted. So opinions are like assholes. Everybody have one, and we don't give a fuck how y'all feel about it. And that's coming straight from me on the behalf of the clan. We don't care.
Listen, that's what it is. That's what it is. And Jermaine Coach, she co-signed it right there in the comments. I keep trying to send you the link, but it won't let me send it. I don't know why.
Y'all know my sister not tech savvy. Leave her alone.
It's on my. I think it's on my.
Oh, okay.
The thing I always be telling people is everything don't need to have a you don't need to speak on everything. Sometimes it's best just to shut the fuck up. Y'all in the healing process, and I'm sorry to say this, but if you ever lost a family member, you don't ever heal.
Absolutely.
It always brings back up.
And here's my thing. I don't have a problem. Like I said, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's going to have one. But when you are speaking on something and speaking on a person, at least know what the fuck you talking about when you're speaking.
Yeah.
People running around, running off at the mouth with their opinions about how they felt about it when y'all don't even know what took place. People talking about we accepted anything because it was a white lady campaign sign and all this. So let me go ahead and clarify this as well. She attempted to have a meeting with Jermaine and I. We knew that it was a campaign ploy, which is the reason why I posted that video going off, letting her know what we're not going to do is allow you to use Montre and this tragedy as an opportunity for you to garner up some black votes. That ain't happening. We already wasn't voting for your ass. I don't even live in Annapolis, but I know nothing one of my people voting for her ass. Anyway.
You see her background?
So, yeah, exactly. Proud Boy support, and you thought we was backing that? Absolutely not. So we as a family refused to meet with her and refused to meet with her campaign people. Now, some people saw some stuff on Facebook where Carmicel had a meeting with her and they met down at the mural, called themselves cleaning it up or whatever. People took that as the family approved that and wanted to meet with her. We did not. We refused to meet with her, which is why she ended up down there with Carmicel. So let me clarify that we absolutely refused to meet with her because what was there to meet about?
So what was Carmicel? Did Carmicel reach out to y'all before he went down there?
So Carmicel texted me, but after the fact, to let me know that they were down there. He sent me a picture of them already at the mural.
That's crazy.
And then he posted it right after. But at that point, had a conversation been held, then we could have been like, no, we didn't want that to take place because we had already refused to meet with her. So then that made everybody feel like, oh, we as a family just accepted anything because, you know, this lady defaced Montre's mural and then we allowed her to make us repaint it. That's not what happened. That's not what happened at all.
She thought I was crazy because I said I thought somebody from her campaign did it.
And I believe that somebody from her campaign did it. So she tried to flip it and say that it was somebody from the other campaign doing it, trying to divide the city. But how much sense did that make? That's a main traffic thoroughway. So who in the world wants to trash your campaign and go put your campaign sign where everybody and their mama can see it sitting there at that light?
I mean, somebody could have ran up that bitch at 3 o'clock in the morning, put that bitch up.
You know what the general consensus was? It was a ploy to create division amongst the people. But what did I say that night? I said that night I want to see what the voting poll results could possibly be for her in that area. And I said that
Right.
night when we talked about it on here, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I had already told everybody. I was like, that's not what we're doing. You're not about to use my brother as an opportunity to get no votes. And I made that very clear. That's the reason why no meeting took place. Because she wasn't about to meet with Moo and LaJuan and I, and then think she was going to post that on social media. I met with the family of Trey the Kid. Bitch, no, you didn't. And no, you won't.
No.
I said it on here, yo. I was eating her ass up. I was like, some people telling me maybe the other people did it to make her look bad. I'm like, man, I looked up some shit about her. I seen a commercial about her, and then I went and looked up some shit about her. She's a true extremist.
Yeah.
With all that gun law and all that shit, she's raw.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm just like,
they do shit like that.
We didn't want no parts of that.
Nah, they know how to mind fuck you though.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you who she didn't mind fuck. Me, because I wasn't here for none of it.
Facts.
I wasn't here for none of it. You ain't about to exploit my brother for that shit. So you see what I said? Oh, for real? You want to do something? Put your money where your mouth is. You really want to act like you're so concerned about the family? Well, then arrest the fucking shooter. We ain't hear nothing. It was crickets.
Oh man, listen. We saw that shit a mile away.
Yeah.
We saw that shit a mile away.
I knew it.
It wasn't with a fog. It was thick fog and everything. We still saw that shit. I was like, at the end of the day, even today, it was at the end of the day, it was either somebody from her campaign or a supporter, one or the other.
Right, either one. And 9 times out of 10, probably a support. I guess they thought that it was going to work in their favor, but it backfired. Unfortunately, the family also caught some backlash because everybody thought, you know what I'm saying, that we made the changes because of her. No, we absolutely did not. We didn't. So now that's been clarified and that's clear. We didn't want to have nothing to do with her.
Yeah, she ought to change though. Like, but it's like I gotta say it. I think it's crazy that Karma Self went down there without contacting y'all, because as he's an intelligent dude and he know how people use political stuff like that to manipulate people. They do that stuff with everything for our community, you know.
Absolutely. With
shoes, selling shoes and putting weed and alcohol spots everywhere. They know how to attack us. They know, and right there is attacking emotions.
Right.
Not just from the family, because we all love Trey the Kid. You know what I mean? We all had love for him. So they know what they was doing. They know how to attack those situations, and they doing that shit. And that thing been there all that time.
Right.
Somebody sliced it one time, threw paint on it.
And we kept getting it fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like with the paint, okay, we were able to get it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the slice, we were able to buff it out. But the glue that they used to put the sign on there, it snatched off layers of paint.
Let me tell you something though. When I found out it was glue, I was like, they never glue that shit to anything because they always need to take them back down. They had people ride around the city at the end of that shit, even the ones that's in the ground. They had people ride around the city
and pull them up.
Put glue on the back of it, you knew what you were doing. You
Absolutely.
knew that was gonna be, because the average person would have took some tape, put that bitch on there or something, because they got to come back later and take it down. So that was vandalism. That was not what they were trying to do. That was straight vandalism.
Absolutely. And I guess they thought that it was going to work for her good, but ultimately it backfired in her face because we didn't give her the stamp of approval that she thought she was going to get, or that her supporter thought she was going to get. We ain't give it to her. So,
Like,
you
but like
know,
you said,
it,
she wasn't. Nobody was really checking for her anyway, as far as politically. So
right. Especially not in that area.
facts, big facts. But and that's why I kept saying it. That night we was talking about it on here. I kept telling Mikey. I said I want to see what the voting percentage for her looks like in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's low, then this right here, we know right now, all right, it is what it is. And of course, that's what the fuck it was. But
Yeah, because one thing I will say, everybody loved Montre, so people was lighting her page up and lighting her DMs up. So she was hot.
I
You know what I'm
tagged
saying? So
I tagged all them funky motherfuckers. I tagged her, Pittman. I tagged all them motherfuckers.
yeah,
F.
because
Dot,
she
what up?
really didn't have a choice. Like everybody was like, oh, like her supporters was like, oh, she tried to make it right. She got called out by damn near the entire Black Annapolis population. So of course she tried to do something to save face and take a couple of pictures. That's the reason why we refused to meet with her. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have any control over Carmicel. And I'm going to tell y'all the same thing publicly that I told my sister privately. At the end of the day, Carmicel is going to do what's best for Carmicel.
I can dig it.
It just is what it is. With what he's doing right now, with his career and doing these murals, I mean, as I looked at it like this as a business person, I just called a spade a spade. If it was a possibility that this lady was going into office in his city where he needs contracts for more murals and all that stuff that he's doing, of course he was going to take the photo op. I ain't saying it was right, and I ain't saying that I like it.
But shit, he already got his name already stated claimed. That's the thing that people don't realize. You already solidified your name.
Absolutely. So, you know, I just
what about losing the risky things is, and I'm not bashing Carmicel because I literally said that what he did was disrespectful. He should have,
and we all agreed.
Yeah, I would have. And I'm not making it like it's the worst fucking thing in the world. Because in his mind, he probably could have been like, you know, that's my man, this is my city. I'm gonna go down there and try to make the best thing of it and try to fix it myself because he can fix certain things. If it was like a regular painting, he could fix it easy unless they pull the shit off. But I'm not knocking that man. I'm not putting him down. But when it comes down to it, you know, I always got love for you. Always got love for Jermaine. You still should have came to me and said, listen, they called me down here. I'm going to go down here and see blah, blah, blah. That's all I'm saying. Not saying nothing else bad about Carmicel. So if y'all go tell Carmicel, Mikey said something, I'm going to say the same shit to his face if he asks me or on the phone, however. But
that's why I said, I get it. Because that's why I said, I'm going to tell y'all the same thing that I told, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
My siblings.
And that's why Jermaine, that's why I said I think in his mind he's from the city. He does represent us very well. And I think he might have had in his mind that he could go down there and try to fix it up. But that's just me. He also could have been like, fuck it. It's a photo shoot. I'm going down there because how motherfuckers do these days. But I'm not saying that's him.
Well, the only thing that rubbed me the wrong way was the text that I have received from him, and I still got it because I keep all my fucking receipts where Montre is concerned. So he was just like, you know, that he had got off the phone with her, you know, and all that stuff. And then next thing I know, I get pictures of them down there taking pictures in front of the mural. But at that point, they was on Facebook.
See that shit right there?
You see what I'm saying? So that's what rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, well, damn, this escalated quick. It was just a phone call.
And he know how those people.
So I already knew, you know what I'm saying, that he wasn't going to paint the mural. I already knew that he wasn't going to paint the mural because it wasn't his mural to paint.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we already knew that.
Yeah.
We already knew that.
So this was confusing me. What the fuck made her reach out to him?
That I don't know. That I don't know. I don't know if she called him or he called her. I honestly don't know because I didn't ask. All I knew was that we refused to meet with her.
Wow.
I mean, you made that clear in the live though that y'all wasn't meeting with her.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's one of them situations where, like you said, people gonna do what they think is best at that time, whether for themselves or whatever. Like I said, for the most part, I just figured that I was like, we not gonna meet with him, but he can be the representative. That's how I took it. You know what I mean? But I probably should have asked first, but I didn't go into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just because at that point everybody was just like, "Yo, this fucked up, this fuck." So tensions was very high and emotions was very high, and I just was like, "Okay, well maybe they were just like, you know what, so just go ahead and get the shit squared away." And that's what you know what I mean. So this is news to me. What you telling me right now?
Me too, because that's why I was like, why the fuck?
I know that it went this way. I figured I knew y'all didn't want to meet with her because you had made that clear. So I just figured that y'all was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead. If it's about the mural, go ahead, let Sel handle it because he's the artist. And boom, that's what I figured it was. I didn't know that it was.
I thought he did it.
No.
You?
No, he
did it.
No, he didn't. And a lot of people thought that he did not do it. Part of the design was his idea, but he did not paint it. No,
the actual mural, no, right. But I think he said that too, though.
Yeah, I'm more than sure that he has said that he didn't paint it. I don't ever recall him saying that he was the. I think that because of his relationship with Montre, probably a lot of people just made that assumption.
And he's an artist, right?
Right. Yeah, I think that that's probably what it is. A lot of people, made that assumption. But, I will say this, while I felt some kind of way about the way that situation took place, when I have needed things regarding Montre, Comicel has provided it. So I don't want, it to come across like he's, non-cooperative or what have you. Because there were things that he had access to regarding Montre that he absolutely did provide me with, as someone that worked closely with Montre in the studio, and stuff like that. He actually designed Montre's logo, and he provided me with, the rights and everything to the logo. I paid the fees for that. So I don't want it, to seem like Comicel is, that's not what this is. I'm just trying to alleviate a lot of the questions that I keep getting from people regarding the mural in the situation.
Yeah. But that's not how it's being said. That's not how I'm taking it. I was just taking it as y'all didn't meet with her. He decided to go meet with her. Y'all didn't know about it. It is what it is.
Right.
Because
it is what it is.
The common goal was reach, which was to fix the mural. So
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I'm not
right.
And anybody do take it like that and go back and tell them that, fuck y'all, because that's crazy. But
and the funds that she provided for materials, that money was actually donated. The artist, she provided it to the artist Jeff, and Jeff actually donated those funds to a trust for Trenton. So let me clarify that too. Because it was speculation about that. So Jeff did the replacement mural for us, and he made a donation to Trenton's Trust.
Man, let me tell you something.
We're gonna have him on here, John, man. Definitely. We can do that for the next few weeks.
If you look at that lady's background, that lady does not have it in her to care about no shit like that.
Right.
It has to be some type of financial or political gain.
And like I said, it wasn't gonna be no pay to play with me regarding Montre. Because at the end of the day, my end goal is justice for him, which we have yet to get. I couldn't care less about a check.
That's the saddest part about all this shit.
That's what I was ready to say.
Every time I talk to somebody, the day that it happened, I had just seen him down 20. I was on my way down Robinwood, and he every now and then he would text me, or I would text him, and I rode down there. I seen him, and then we always cracking on each other. Me, him, old JR that passed away too from down 20. All them youngins. The first thing we do is start cracking on each other. So I yelled something out the window, and he started laughing. He yelled, him and Black from down 20. And anyway, make a long story short, I drive from 20 and I'm on my way down Robinwood, but I stop down there and I get me a crab cake from the crab spot right behind 7-Eleven. What's the name of that spot?
Pit Boys.
Yeah, Pit Boys.
I eat my soft crab and I get down Robinwood. They're like, yeah, man, Trey the Kid just got killed or something. I said, shit, I just seen him. And I'm telling them the story that I told y'all, like, yo, I just was in there cracking on his ass down 20.
Right.
I ain't stopped. I just rolled past. And it was that quick. And it was like, the first thing I said was, how the fuck y'all let Trey the Kid get killed? This nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's man, that shit wild.
And Camilla was in the same place when she said it. I was
That
like,
shit wild.
She was like, yes. I was like, that's some bullshit. And then I went on Facebook and I saw shit on Facebook. I said, yo, it still didn't register until Rich called.
It
When
did
Rich
not
called
register,
Camilla, and I talked to Rich and I heard his voice, that's when it really registered to me. Like, I was like, yo, that fucked me up. Like,
let me tell y'all what made it so bad. I talked to Montre shortly before he was murdered because I was still living in Atlanta and I was flying in the next day because we were having a meeting regarding some stuff with his business, like getting his website up and, a bunch of stuff we had going on. So I talked to him and I was like, I see you tomorrow when I get in town. And we always had this joke where I would always tell him to stay on the sidewalk. And he'd be like, yeah, sis, I know, because the streets ain't for me. And I'd be like, yeah, nigga, stay your ass on the sidewalk. So literally, that was the last conversation we had. I was like, I see you tomorrow. I said, and you know the rule, right? Because he had a show that night. And I said, you know the rule, right? And he was like, yeah, I know, sis. Stay on the sidewalk because the streets ain't for me. And he said, I love you. I said, I love you more. And that was the last time I heard my brother's voice. Just a few hours after that, I get the phone call from Moo. And like that shit hurt so bad because she didn't even get it out. She couldn't even get it out. But I knew by the scream that I heard through that phone, I just knew that something had happened to him. And it's like, one of the things that people don't understand when you lose somebody is like, this is an ongoing grieving process, especially when we're still fighting for justice, when people keep getting slaps on the wrist, when people that claim to love them won't cooperate, when a city that claimed to love them and all of them hundreds of people that showed up at his funeral, but there's plenty of people that know shit that won't say nothing. That shit is hurtful. And it's really hard for us to deal with. And like some days, you know what I'm saying, are better than others. But it's like, this shit is a constant fight for us. We fighting with prosecutors that don't want to do their job. We fighting with detectives that, don't want to do their job. We're fighting with people because it's like oh, well, that's not enough, information that might not, be relevant enough. Oh, it's no sense in charging that person over little things like this. Then the ultimate insult to injury is when your brother's friend from the sandbox, who held him to the regard of a bro and called him a brother, and your so-called bro lost his life over a beef that was yours, and then you won't even cooperate, assist, or help the family when you know what happened and you know that you could identify the two people. That shit is like a constant stab in the back every time we have to revisit it. So people always feel like I be getting all worked up when I be posting a video or making a live, but this shit is hard. And sometimes that's the only way I can deal with it. And sometimes I got to get stuff off my chest because people make comments and people say stuff and they don't realize how hurtful that shit is. They don't realize that his son sees a lot of that stuff. So Montre's no longer here. Somebody got to speak for him. Everybody know I'm the family big mouth. All of the siblings call me the family big mouth. So what they want to say and they won't say, I will. And I don't care who I offend in the process. Because I understand everybody love Montre, but that's our brother laying out best skating that grave. It's not y'all's.
How much do you actually love him if you're gonna sit there and let him be a cold case?
But that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You know how memories come up?
And it's hurtful.
You know how memories come up on your posts? I had put a post up about that same shit. Like, motherfuckers around the Nap just keep letting people die and don't say nothing. And then the dude Tony, my homeboy's son, like, yeah, so you seen other cases and would you and I put, yeah, that's why I put this post up. If you shoot my friend, because I was a hunter. If you did something to somebody from 20 when we were back in the day, I was gonna be victimized too. I was gonna either get locked up or I was gonna get killed. You know what I'm saying? Because we were gonna come hunt your ass down. Right now, I'm too old to be hunting you down. I got grandkids and shit. If you kill C. Allen in front of me, I am going to tell on your bitch ass.
Thank you.
All y'all that don't like it, I don't give a fuck what y'all say about me. Look, if you come back and kill me, I done lived 49 years. But I kept it 100. That shit y'all doing ain't keeping it 100.
But look, not only that, here's my thing, right? This is what I don't understand. And maybe somebody can break it down for me so I can understand it. This so-called I ain't no snitch. I thought that you was a snitch if you're in jail for something or being charged for something, and then you tell on something that don't have nothing to do with your stuff so that you can get less time. I thought that's what made you a snitch. But if somebody literally fires shots at you and trying to take your head off and they miss you and they shoot your homeboy, that don't make you a snitch.
And I'm saying this because this is how it was explained to me. That is still considered street shit.
Man, them niggas.
What happened? And like I'm not saying I agree with this, but this is the justification I get. Because it was based on some street shit, it would still be considered snitching.
I don't care.
If he said
that's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
We know better. We don't follow that dumbass indoctrination type of shit. We don't follow that indoctrination. We understand. Yeah, we're trying to use bigger vocabulary. We trying to get smarter. You know what I mean? I used vernacular last week. But what I'm saying is, like, it's not the way that it's looked at, and like that's how it's being looked at. As even though Trey was, because ultimately it was collateral damage. That wasn't supposed to be for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But even though it wasn't, it's still considered from a street beef. So that's why it would be considered snitching. If you see what I'm like, this is the type of mentality that is causing this problem. Not with your family and with other families, because they still won't tell who killed Teddy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not. They're not looking at Trey as a civilian. They're not looking at him as a civilian, because if they were, then this would be easy.
Right.
They're looking at it as he was involved. He got caught up in some shit that his homeboy was in. So, boom, there you have it. That's the justification for it. That's the mindset, and that's the justification. And that's why I say a lot of times when we doing certain shit and we talking about certain shit, it's a mindset. It's somebody's mind is telling them, yeah, I just saw somebody get murdered, but I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to have a label on me now.
Well, shit, that nigga ended up with a label anyway.
I mean, they always preach, but this whole generation, listen, they whole generation always speaking about loyalty. And what's the saying? Death over dishonor.
Right.
You're dishonorable.
Absolutely.
You ate on my family house. You stayed on my people's house. Listen, there's no love in war. This war, I can't get you back. I'm not gonna let. Man, I thought this is what I thought. I'm from the street, so they can say what the fuck they want. I thought that snitching was, if I'm riding with you, say you come up to me and you like, Mikey, man, we ready to go kill it. I'm ready to go kill this nigga. And I jump in the car with you and say, okay, I'm going. I strap up and I go with you. You go kill a dude, and just so happen you get away and I don't.
Right.
At that point, because Mikey said I'm going with you, I'm not gonna tell on you. If you say, man, we ready to go 7-Eleven, and then soon as we get to 7-Eleven, you see somebody, you take off and just dump on them, and then leave me and get me locked up, and I'm telling on your ass. I'm calling you, and I'm telling you, if you don't turn yourself in, I'm warning you. Listen,
right.
I'm not going to jail for 20-some years for you. I'm not laying up in jail for you if you're going to put me in a situation like that, because you should know me as a rider. I'm a rider. I was there. There was times when my friends were like, yo, I'm ready to go do this. I did it with them. But there was some times when they said they was ready to go do something, and I was like, I don't think that's a good idea, because the person that they might have been going at was cool. And I'm like, nah, that ain't a good idea. So fuck no, I ain't going. Well, you 20, this 20. Nah. I'm from 20, but I'm still Mikey. I got my own mindset. I'm not gonna go out here and do some bullshit. But here's the thing with this whole. All they do is snitch. They tell to get themselves out of jail from selling drugs, but they don't tell on the person that killed their homeboy.
Right.
How are you loyal? All the black community speak about is loyalty. And these niggas are not loyal. You're not loyal to your hood. You're not loyal to your people's mother. Because all of us grew up down 20. We used to eat over each other's house, spend the night over each other's house. I heard my mom used to make sure that when I left out 20 to go somewhere, that I was with them. She knew I wasn't good, but she knew that I was going to be protected when I was with them.
Right.
So if Ronnie had got killed, man, or any of them had got killed, and we didn't go back to get them, because when I got shot, niggas got hunted down, and then they turned themselves in. Motherfuckers ran up in their people's houses and all types of shit. People was out hunting for them. They skipped out of here trying to make phone calls. Oh, no, you shot me. How we gonna have peace?
No.
Now you went locked up. But you see what I'm saying? They didn't tell, but they went hunting for him. So I said, right. Okay, dig it. But if I had got killed, man, and right now, nah, I can't go hunting nobody down for nobody in 20. But I tell you one thing. If I see one of you motherfuckers kill one of my friends, I'm telling on your bitch ass. I don't give a fuck what you all say. I'm tell you to your face. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to act like, yo, y'all keep this. If they say get on the stand and point them out, that motherfucker right there did it.
What you gonna say, Mikey?
Tell on your bitch ass. You going down.
listen, this is the thing though. Their mindset is in the loyalty part is not talking to the police. Man. That's the part. That's where the listen. It don't make sense.
Already
it don't make sense to us.
It don't make sense to anybody with a logical mind.
But to them, being loyal is not talking to the police.
They talk to the police when they catch a drug charge.
Yeah, but that's for that's where.
Remember the thing they had where they said, what was they calling that shit? They was calling it something a couple years back. Cause remember everybody was putting everybody paperwork on Facebook. Then they had niggas with videos of these motherfuckers supposed to be so-called gangsters. They got videos of motherfuckers sitting in there talking to the police and everything. They call that shit something. They was naming it something for themselves. It was a street name for it. So next thing you know, all the niggas was getting out. Because even when I was hustling back in the day, and I heard my name caught up in shit, that's what made me stop selling weed and shit. I heard my name up in some shit from other neighborhoods talking about me. Then a motherfucker put a little teeny room. I would say I was police. I said, how the fuck am I police? I ain't never catch a drug charge. I still don't have a drug charge till today. I never been locked up for none of that shit. The person that said it, come find out he police, but he's still riding around with niggas in his hood. While he hang around with the motherfuckers. The same motherfuckers that's getting locked up, he's snitching, and they got paperwork. Listen, they had paperwork on them. And niggas was with them. Ain't no loyalty. That's not loyalty.
Niggas can snitch, man.
You rather be a rat than a snake? What's the difference?
Popular niggas can snitch. Like, that's what they do. Listen, like, it's the logic behind this shit, yo. There is none.
Ain't none.
You have to omit the logic out of this.
It don't make sense to me.
The unfortunate part is you still have, like I said, you still have your family trying to find closure. That's the hardest part about it. Nobody's thinking about that because their mindset is he's gone. It's nothing that can be done.
They call you family.
It's not going to bring them back. You see, this is the mindset. And what I'm saying is,
like I told the parole commissioner today, my family has come to grips with the fact that we're not getting Montre back.
Right.
We know that it's no more TDK Tuesdays. We know it's no more of him putting on a waist trainer on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? We've come to grips with that. But my thing is, with the history of these individuals, my goal now is to make for sure they don't get the opportunity to bring this kind of pain to another family.
That's what always happens.
That's my goal at this point. And that's the same thing that I told them today at the parole hearing. I was like, y'all have the power to stop this. This ain't this nigga first ride at the rodeo. This ain't his first time on a horse. He done already showed you who he is. So at what point do y'all believe him? At this point, that's my goal. He don't get to do this to nobody else.
Remember when them 8 murders took place in Annapolis by the same person? I found out who did it by people that was mourning one of their homeboys. I go to a candlelight visual and everybody like, yeah, that blah, 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 did it, blah, blah. I'm like, y'all know he did it? First off, I get it that y'all don't want go get him because y'all older. But y'all know he did it. And then y'all know he consistently keep doing it.
Right.
And y'all stand around and niggas, when he come through, motherfuckers just walking off the block. I'm like, okay.
Like, what he, Omar from The Wire?
Check this shit. He was. Listen.
Shit.
I say this shit all the time. I seen a nigga that people was talking about was a murderer buying kids ice cream off the ice cream truck. I say this shit all the time. I literally, they was like, your boy, I'm like, are you serious? He trying to fix his conscience. Y'all letting this man, y'all letting we as black people allow murderers to walk around like it ain't nothing. And that's what made it so easy to kill us. A motherfucker that killed somebody that's black in the hood the first thing they thinking is all they gotta do is cover their tracks. They can shoot somebody without a mask on. You know what I'm saying? And all we gotta do is cover our tracks because such and such ain't gonna tell on me. Seattle ain't gonna tell on me. Mikey ain't gonna tell on me because they come from the streets. I don't live by those codes no more because I don't live in those codes. Right. When I was in the streets, it was different. We got people 40 and 50 years old don't even protect their own neighborhood. But then, first, you have the audacity to cry when somebody kill your son. Secondly, you have the audacity to actually act like your child ain't capable of doing that when you know he's a killer. You know he's capable of doing it. And y'all acting like that shit ain't cool. Man, this shit corny as shit. Them niggas.
We're looking at an era and a generation
self-destruction.
Don't have no rules.
No
guidelines other than the ones that they feel can get them to the next day. Whatever they feel like they got to do to get to the next 24 hours is what they're gonna do.
I don't even think they think that far away. See,
I was about to say, but my thing is,
tomorrow ain't that far away.
Is it necessary to kill people in the process? Like, one thing I know about me is I know what my temper is like. So I know that if somebody pushed me to a certain level, that I need to remove myself because sometimes my temper bad and it's nasty. I know that about me and I admit it. So my thing is, but I also know I ain't jail material because listen, going to Jessup today and having them damn doors clink behind me. Man, listen, them doors was clanking behind me. I'm seeing all that barbed wire shit. The first thing I told my sisters was, yo, my anxiety is fucked. Like, they gotta let one door shut all the way before they open another door. And them joints was heavy as I don't know what, like, they was slapping. I was like this. I was like, nah, see, this the reason why I know I be having to keep my anger in a box because I be like, this shit right here, and y'all know I don't like to take orders. So I was like, this shit right here is not for me. Then when we had to take our fucking shoes off, I was like, I gotta take my shoes off in the jail. This flow nasty. Like, I was in that joint losing it the whole time.
Killing just got too easy, yo. It's just too easy. Killing now for people has gotten so easy. And the country's thriving off it. Now they want more gun laws. It's hard. It's just crazy.
And not only that, it's like now as a society, we're kind of numb to it.
Yeah, and that's
it's like
horrible to say.
It's like today everybody all rest in peace, and then the next day, everybody forget. Like when it first happened, everybody was, flooding the inboxes and, messaging and texting me. And I'm gonna be quite honest, in these last 3.5 years, Allen regularly checks on us. Cam regularly checks on us. D regularly checks on us. But everybody else at this point, unless, I post something in Montre's memory, don't nobody give a damn what we're dealing with. Yeah. Nobody really knows, the stuff that we fight behind the scenes. So, I don't know. Maybe hearing this from a victim's family might change somebody's mind before they decide to pull a trigger in a moment of anger, because like this it's hard. It's hard. Like, I was depressed and everything. I had to shut my business down. I just couldn't function because I knew that my brother didn't deserve to die like that.
Well,
not at all.
Like, that wasn't supposed to be his legacy. Like, we had some big shit to do that next day. You know what I'm saying? Like that next day. And just to know that he didn't make it to that next day, to know that we'll never get to know what he would have become. You know, and above everything else, like for real, fuck my feelings, his son.
Right.
You know, like Trenton, Montre was Trenton's best friend. No little boy that has an active father deserves to lose his dad in that manner. I don't care what nobody say. We do our best to pull Trent together, but it tears him apart to know what happened to his father. That's why sometimes when I see people post sideways stuff regarding what happened, it pisses me off because I'm like, yo, his son sees this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know what you're talking about and don't know what you're speaking on,
shut the fuck up.
Keep his name out your mouth because you don't know.
I don't speak on much of nothing.
Everybody knows something until it's time to know some shit that you're supposed to know.
But thank you. And that's the same thing I said in my live. Everybody got something to say, but when the police needed statements, when they needed information, when they needed somebody to be ID'd, when they wanted to know what vehicle was used to get out of 20, when they wanted to know where the stolen vehicle was parked, when they wanted to know where the gun was hidden, when they wanted to know all these things, when they wanted to know where that nigga was hiding, didn't nobody know shit.
Nobody know shit.
And everybody still act like they don't know shit.
Nobody know nothing.
And the sad thing is, as a family, the prosecutors had us making us sit around like we didn't know shit, when the truth of the matter is we know what happened just like everybody else. That's why a lot of it I had to let play out before I could speak on it. But then I got to the point where I was like, fuck it, because y'all really ain't doing nothing.
But y'all shit just hearsay. Everybody else knows. Those people
right
know. That's why the prosecution really can't act on it, because it's the same thing with all of these cases. I watched this lady, I don't know if I sent it to you. See, I watched this lady from another state, and she was at a gas. She was right out there where her son got killed. And she was telling everybody out there, y'all, we don't have, even herself, she like, we don't have the audacity to cry because we keep allowing these people to do this.
Right.
I seen somebody get killed and didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? Because of our community. And we keep allowing it. So we should not be sitting here crying because my son got killed, because that's the nature of the beast where we come from. And she asked, this is the part that touched me the most. She said, this my youngest son right here. Can I keep him? She like, can I have him? Can I keep him alive? She asking all of they people out there. People just breaking down. I'm like, yo, y'all, the whole thing about this whole thing, when it all boils down to it, is we want better, but we're not doing better. A lot of shit in our neighborhoods and communities could be ended just by people like, oh, well, all right, well, there's more good people in our communities than there is bad people. If we all posseed up and they act like they want to come back and hunt you down, as soon as they knock on your door, I shoot them in the back of their head. You see what I'm saying? They coming to kill you. So we the community. We protect the community from killers. So if you ready to come over there and harm the person next door, now you got harm. You won't get harmed by all of us. They can't stop everybody because everybody in the hood not bad. Some of us just turn a blind eye. You keep turning the blind eye and then get pissed off when somebody turn the blind eye against your peoples.
Right.
Every fucking rapper gets killed in their own. Almost every rapper gets killed in their own. It's like 5 or 6 of them that got killed somewhere else out of history. Niggas, 300 different rappers a year get killed.
And this is my theory. This is my theory on why we stop policing each other. This is just a theory. It's just my opinion, my view. We allowed the killers and the drug dealers to fund the neighborhoods.
Mm.
When I say fund the neighborhoods, what I mean is we allowed them to let our children sell drugs for them, and do crime for them, which brought money back to our home.
To the neighborhoods. Yep.
So
It's real tough.
we can't tell on the motherfucker that's helping pay the light bill.
And plus your
Because
nephew.
if he go to prison, I just saw him kill 4 people. But if he go to prison, how am I gonna pay my light bill?
Now my money cut off. I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? Then what is my child gonna do now? Because like let's keep it 100. And I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. A lot of you motherfuckers living off the dirt your kids is doing.
Damn right.
Say whatever the fuck you want, but it's the truth.
It is.
But
100% real.
this, when you have that mentality, then no, you ain't gonna say shit. And you could watch it happen. You ain't gonna say shit because then you lose your funding.
Right.
Who gonna buy the kids ice cream? Who gonna give money to the sports leagues under the table to pay for shit and help shit?
Hey,
You see what I'm saying? When the moment that we allowed the killers and the drug dealers to fund the neighborhood, we gave them the power.
You got a good point.
Gave them all the power. So what happened?
Like when Nino took over the Carter, but then he gave all them turkeys out.
Exactly. We allowed the killers and the drug dealers to have the power. And they have the power to the point that the police can't do their job.
Right.
And now the police, half of them don't even want to fucking be in those neighborhoods doing their job anyway. So all we doing is giving them more cushion to not have to do it.
Right.
And we sit back and we say, we blame the housing authority, we blame the police, we blame the government, we blame the politicians, and then turn around and let the motherfucker that you know is bringing the community down sit on your fucking couch.
Right.
That's why we can't get ahead. That's why. That's why. I'm gonna say this. Think about the black exploitation movies. And the other day I'm watching. I just watched Free the Hard Way and Shaft. Now, these were about brothers who was like, "Fuck, I don't care what you do." You know what I mean? You're not gonna do this to this neighborhood. You're not gonna do this to our people. We lost that, yo. We don't have that. And Janae said, so we know what the problem is. What's the solution? A solution is people got to start talking and change their mindset. Like, I got an idea, right? I'm going to run this real quick. And while we live, as people on here, y'all can share the live right now because I want everybody possible to hear this. Any fathers, uncles, in the neighborhoods, we need to figure out a way to get y'all back out here and get y'all's respect back. Every neighborhood has 1 or 2 people that we know that can go out and affect change. We need those people to empower, like we need the men of these neighborhoods to say that this shit is not right. We need the men, we need the fathers, we need the brothers, we need the OGs. All of the older guys, and I ain't talking about original gangsters. I'm not talking about that. When I say OG, I'm talking about the older guys. I'm talking about the dudes that been there and made it out, and they made it out. And you can explain it now. And what we have to do is start a movement like that. Just like the shit we showed when Mikey showed the joint about the fathers that went to the school.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were tired of the violence at the school. We got to do that. I done hollered at a couple people. I done hollered at a couple people about doing kiddie discos again.
Yeah, them joints was fun. But it's like, not only that now, I'm sorry, but like now, it's like you can't even correct each other's kids anymore. Like I know this, right? Growing up down Robinwood, we had community where everybody's parents looked out for everybody else's kids. And I'm going to give y'all an amazing example. I had my daughter when I was in high school. Y'all know that. Kiki. And I remember Kiki was sick and she couldn't go to daycare. And I had to go to school and my mother was at work. So daycare was like she couldn't come because she was sick. So I was outside pushing her in the stroller. Miss Baby Sis, may she rest in peace. I love her. She saw me outside pushing Kiki in the stroller. And she said, and I quote, "Leslie, what the fuck your little bony ass doing out here with this baby and you supposed to be at school?" And I said, "Miss Baby Sis, I can't go to school today. My mom at work and Kiki's sick. She can't go to daycare." She said, "Take your little narrow ass in that house, pack that baby's diaper bag, bring her over here and get on the bus and go the fuck to school." And she kept Kiki for 2 days while she couldn't go to daycare so that I could go to school. We don't have that.
That shit over.
We don't have that. We don't have, you know what I'm saying, those neighbors that will step in. We had people in my neighborhood, Miss Bugs and all them. Nobody disrespected them. Those was like bonus grandmothers. These kids now don't care. They disrespectful. They'll cuss you out. They'll cuss your mama out. They'll cuss your mama's mama out.
And they fucking up.
Like this is, it's just different. These
they cussing their own mamas and grandmamas.
Right.
Yeah, see that everybody kept hitting me up. Like when I first stopped mentoring kids, everybody kept hitting me up, kept telling me, "Mikey, you can help these kids. You should be able to do this. You from the streets." That shit don't work no more. Why you think I stopped? I stopped because I felt like I wasn't making a change anymore. I mean, making a difference anymore. One of the things that you gotta realize is I'm from the same shit they from. Only thing different is the time frame, and they got cameras. We all did the same dirt, or probably even more than what they did. But
man, I think we got away with most stuff.
That's right, because
we had social media.
But check it out, though. Listen, I'm talking to these kids, right? And the only things they want to hear from me are bad stories. They want to hear about when I got shot. They want to hear about me doing all the dirt that I did. But then when I asked them, when I told them I got out and I'm successful, because I became an electrician, them motherfuckers actually threw all that shit in my face. Like, you ain't successful. You ain't got nothing. You still. I'm like, shit, I ain't still in the game. I'm comfortable. But everything has got to be with rich. So it's either get rich or die trying. But if we go in those hoods and we talk to these little youngins that's already caught up in them streets, there's nothing you could do, because there was nothing you could do for me when I was out there like that. Because a lot of people talk that shit, but they wasn't in the streets like they say they were. They was just living in a neighborhood. There's a difference from being out there in them streets, like you said, being on the sidewalk. Just because you in the hood don't mean, just because you grew up down 20 by Waters Gardens, Eastport, it don't mean you was in the streets. Like, I was in the streets. I know what it is to have motherfuckers say, if I walked in other people's neighborhood, I seen motherfuckers running, go get guns and shit. You know what I mean? And coming back preparing for me. That's being in the streets. So you got a motherfucker that's head over heels in the street, and then you want to go out there and talk to them about some shit. And if you don't give them a solution to their, I made this much money on the street today. Say I made $1,000 in 2 hours. It take me a week, like 3 or 4 days to make $1,000 of pay. You know what I mean? So we can say what we want, but if you ain't giving them no solutions to their problems, all right, I'm gonna stop hustling right now. They don't think nothing gonna ever happen to them, so they don't give a fuck. Telling them my story only excites the fact that I got away with shit. You know what I mean? I was a smarter criminal than them. People look at me and they worship my friends who got locked up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he a real nigga from the streets. He just went jail. No, you was a bad drug dealer. You was a bad criminal. You went to
You
jail.
wasn't good at it.
Right.
You wasn't good at it.
You did and stayed free. But they ain't gonna worship me. They gonna worship them niggas. The whole thinking process is all fucked up.
Yeah, it's backwards.
I'm gonna give you
Like I
some
said,
examples why. If it wasn't, why would you put on, all right? Like people be like, Mikey, I ain't even know you was in the streets like that. Thank you. That means I was good at what I did. Violence. Oh, I didn't know you was a violent person. Thank you. That means I was good at what I did. But everybody take pictures now with money like stacked up to here, talk on the phone. Like they talk on the phone. That's what they want to do. There's no saving people that don't want to be saved. If they don't think nothing's wrong with them being out there in them streets hustling and shit because ain't nobody doing it, ain't nobody putting a press on them about it, they not gonna see nothing. They don't care about getting shot. Getting shot is a token. Getting locked up is a merit badge. That shit almost like the Boy Scouts of America.
Man, that shit ain't cute.
I always say, bro, it's a mindset. It's a mindset, yo. We have to figure out what makes that logical to them. That's the only way you're going to figure out a solution. You have to figure out what makes all of this unnecessary violence and shit. Why is that logical to you? Why does that make sense to you?
Poverty. They know what it is. It's living in poverty.
But let's say this, right? People. Like you grew up down 20, Mikey. I grew up down Robinwood. So, you live in the same neighborhood as my mom. And one thing that I really pick up on that's different is like, for the longest time, like I knew I lived down Robinwood. I knew Robinwood was public housing and all of that stuff. But ultimately, we had, you know what I'm saying? Like a pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? Life. Like, I don't know what it's like to go home, you know what I'm saying, and not see a parent. I didn't know what it was, what it's like to go home and not have a clean house, not have food, not have stuff like that. Like not only that, what I'm trying to say is we took pride in where we lived back then. Yeah. It didn't matter that it was public housing. I remember we would get up and go outside, pick up trash. You know what I'm saying? Make for sure it wasn't trash outside, in the streets and stuff like that. Now, sometimes I get pissed when I go in different neighborhoods because I'm just like, why it look like this?
Wow, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to live here. Yeah. I don't care if it's public housing. I don't care if your mother rent is $3. Have some respect for where you live and where you lay your head. It doesn't have to be like that. So it's like a lot of the mindsets have changed. Just in, you know what I'm saying? Just in general, because I never recall like really going outside down Robinwood and seeing it being, trashy and stuff like that. We had a special broom for outside that we used for just, you know what I'm saying? The outside cleanup.
We even having a mop the hallways down 20.
Yeah, it's like now they just don't care. Like, for instance, I can be in town and they got trash cans right there in the corner, and you'll watch somebody eat something and be 2 feet from the trash can, and they throw the shit on the ground.
But here's the mindset. This is why
y'all.
I put that shit on Facebook one time, and the dude, somebody asked me, did I pick it up? And I was like, fuck no, I'm tired of keep picking up their trash. You know what I mean? I was on my way to work. I go to work and pick up trash for money. I don't even like picking up trash at work. And he said, why you didn't pick it up? Because you just like part of the problem. You coming on here complaining about something. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why would you think it's okay for me to keep? I always pick up their shit.
Right. And you do, because I've seen you do it.
Man, I just got tired of it because I live here, but y'all here more than me because y'all don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Outside when you go to work and still outside when you come back home.
But you standing in, and even when I was living down 20, when I was renting a spot down there with my homeboy mother, it's piles of sunflower seeds, it's piles of weed, shitty Pampers. They won't walk their trash to the dumpster. They'll throw their trash in the trash can out front, right? And you wonder how I had said something. I was like, damn. And I'm joking with them because, you know, like I said, we always cracking. I walk out. I'm like, y'all niggas look like y'all from motherfucking Haiti or somewhere, like a third world country. That bitch, y'all all dirty and shit.
Right.
They got on fresh ass Jordans and a fresh ass outfit, right? But they standing around filth.
Right.
So I see something, and Mario, he cracking back. I say, that shit don't make no sense. Mario say, man, fuck that trash. We'll leave it for Duke. So hold up, long story go by, a couple months, about a year or so go by, Mario gets a fucking job down 20. I see Mario again, like, hey, why you ain't at work, ugly? He like, oh no, I quit that bitch. Every time I clean up, they got trash back there. I say, ain't this a bitch? I say, that's what I'm trying to tell you. When I said something, he like, nah, you right. I said, man, that don't make no motherfucking sense. Like I was saying to y'all buy something off Mr. Arnold truck, right? A plate of food. And when you finish, you toss the bitch on the ground. So when I get out my car, first off, I ran over top of it, the styrofoam joint. Then as I get out the car, I step in ketchup and French fries and all this shit. And then I
fuck up your fresh dip.
But no, listen, I walk on the steps that y'all sitting on. So y'all sit back on them filthy ass steps. Right around sunflower seeds, like you get up off the step, they wiping sunflower seeds off their ass that a motherfucker then spit out their mouth. Like that's filthy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's a pile of spit like this wide because they sit there and smoke the Black and Milds or smoke the blunts and just keep spitting in the same spot, right between their legs. Just spit. And it's a pile of spit, like 3 or 4 of them bitches on the step. Then they walk in the house, or you walk in your house, where you might got a kid or something walking around, a baby crawling around on the ground, walking in that shit. It's like, I don't know how we got like this. And I'm going to tell you no bullshit. I worked my ass off the whole time I was finding, I was working, mentoring kids, and I looked for solutions and looked for solutions and looked for solutions. I prayed for solutions. Prayer without work, and it's not just my work because I'm only one person. It's not just the minority work. The masses have to work on it as a community. If we don't work on it as a mass, there's not a fucking thing we can do. There's not nothing we can do. You can say what you want. I tried everything. I was praying my ass off. I was working with kids. A story today. One of my kids called me. He had all E's when we met him. The reason why his mother called is because he had smoked some weed outside the house and took the blunt and put it in his drawer. His mother could smell that shit. When we first met this boy, he had all E's. He act like he couldn't read. This boy called me today going to the Marines. Wow. We got him away. I told his mother how I got away from Annapolis by going to Broad Neck. Going to Broad Neck saved my life because it took me away from the hood shit for a minute. Curtis went away. Curtis graduated from college. He went to an all-black college, and now he's going to the Marines. The boy had straight E's. So the only way to change the mindset is get away from the mindset. And the people that can't get away from the mindset, they gotta change where
they become victims of their environment if they don't change.
And how do you change the environment if the reason why I didn't come to the town hall meeting because Mike Jr. out here selling drugs, or my cousin's son out here selling drugs? So we want to look past everything. We want to clean up the community, but we don't want to look past. I mean, we can't see past our cousin or our son selling drugs. If we don't change the mindset, they're talking about giving everybody reparations and everything. They begging for that shit. people that hit the lotto, they hit for millions of dollars. In 2 years or 3 years, they flat broke. You never change the mindset of the what
a poverty mindset. You know, I'm like you. I study the brain. You know what I'm saying? So that poverty mindset, you gotta get rid of it.
And it's not just me and you. It's the whole masses. If
Right.
you come back, if you made it out and you wealthy, right? You know, we always got family members that always somebody that made it out and they wealthy, they well off with their husband or their wives and they doing good. If you made it out the hood and you got come back to visit somebody, you are part of the issue too. Because you can be the best part of the solution. You can show them motherfucker how you got up out there. But you can show them what you want. That whole give them a fish and they might
and they can eat for but teach them how to fish.
Yeah, but even if you know how to fish, there don't mean no fucking water around you.
True.
You need to learn how to fish, hunt, garden. You need to learn how to save money. We need to change the masses. One other thing is this, and I know I drag this on, but if I teach these kids how to get off the streets and then they got to go back home, that was our biggest problem. They had to go back home to poverty mindset of people, of their parents. You had motherfuckers out here. We had one little boy who knew how to hook up an electric wire from their meter to another meter. So he
need to be an electrician.
Babe, he was like when he was over middle.
Wow.
He found his mom in the floor laying down with her pants down to her knees, passed out with throw up with blood in it.
Oh my God.
He like, Mr. Mikey, man, my mother, he said, I had to, because when I fix her drinks, so I'm like, why the fuck is you fixing her drinks? He like, because I got to put water in it. Because if she make it, she gonna drink it straight. So I put water in it to dilute it. He was in the 7th grade. You see what I'm saying? And then one of my kids, two of my kids, they murder people. When you go back to their houses and shit, the mother was like, one of my kids' mother said, Mikey, Mr. Mikey, can y'all speak to the judge for my son? And got mad at me because I said, nah. I said, we're preventative. We're preventative.
Right.
I work for a church.
Like you, so you want me to go in there and say what?
The person. Nah, I said, I can't do that. She got pissed off. That's fucked up. You supposed to be his mentor and all that. I said, yeah. I said, think about what a mentor is and think about what a Christian is.
Yeah.
Holler at me. I said, if that was my son, I wouldn't even do it for my own son. If my own son went and murdered your son, I'm not going to speak up and go tell a judge my son a good kid. He's not a good fucking kid. He's a murderer.
Right.
I'm not going to do that for my son. Unless my son was in self-defense mode, this son killed somebody trying to rob him for pennies. So all I'm saying with that to be said is there's a bigger thing to change. Like, we know solutions. Everybody, like, we always talk about the problems, but we're going to look for the solution. The solutions are not just church people. The solution is not just mentors or coaches. If you think about it, we don't ever meet up. When was the last time you seen a mentor and a football coach together trying to plot out a kid's life? The coach trying to get the kid, the mentor trying to get the kid to have good grades. The coach trying to get the kids to play football, stay out of trouble so he can play football. He don't give a fuck about his grades.
Right.
As long as he get a C, you can play football. You know what I'm saying? We can't bring in religion no more because there's a war going on in religion. Don't everybody hate Jesus and God now?
Yeah, and then that's another thing, like encouraging kids to do the bare minimum. Well, all you need is to see if you want to stay in sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't require the bare minimum of them.
That ain't even true. Because if you want to stay in sports, they looking for a short-term goal. The long-term goal to stay in sports is mean you need to have and sustain a certain GPA. That's how you get into college. That's how you stay in sports. We teach stupidity. We think everybody think they know stuff, but I sit back and I watched professional teachers, principals, and heads of our cities negotiate how to stop black kids that have less education, how to not stop the school from getting in trouble. That's what they were doing. They weren't trying to educate the kids. They was trying to hide the fact that the kids weren't learning. That shit don't help them. Those people don't give a fuck. The only people could give a fuck about our community is us. And we don't. Because if those that make it out don't really come back, they don't put nothing back into the community. I tried to do little things with having a community day down 20. We had a good time, but none of the parents came out. One of my homeboys that I was with,
they was probably just happy to get the kids out the house to have some time to themselves.
That's what I'm saying. When the kids out there get hot dogs, one of my homeboys was supposed to make t-shirts for us. Next thing I know, he trying to make a super profit off it. I'm like, bruh, how's you charging that much for a t-shirt that you made when we selling we trying to raise money to get stuff for people to eat free?
Right.
If the food and shit free, why are you gonna charge that much for your damn your t-shirts? And me and him went at it, and then me and him damn near was ready to get into it. We always find a way back to the street shit.
Crazy.
Always trying to dig in somebody's pockets, but the big point is, when are we going to say that this is a masses of our whole community and it can't stop down 20? It got to go down Robinwood, because if we fix 20 and don't fix Robinwood or Eastport, or you fix Eastport and don't fix 20 in Robinwood, somebody over there gonna see some type of thing to take it back to the streets.
Right.
It's all the masses, and we cannot do it with all the drug and alcohol use and the mental health issues that we have. There's
I got a question though. So, like, what about, you know what I'm saying? Robinwood Rec and like Bywaters Boys and Girls Club, because I know, like, when we was growing up, we had activities. You know what I'm saying? And like stuff to do. Cause like I see somebody made a comment about the mom and dads working 2 and 3 jobs, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's that saying? Free time is the devil's playground, or however it go. These kids don't have anything to keep them busy. So like, what else is it for them to do? And then, yeah, it's paid programs around, but a lot of these parents can't afford it.
Thank you. That's why
listen, like that, and ironically, if you really think about it, the fact that we can mention that and that we participated in that, and that these kids don't have it, we already know the difference.
Yeah.
We had, and each neighborhood, because I live down Bywaters, but I lived in town too. But each neighborhood had activities, and it was the people in the neighborhoods. And I know what a lot of the housing authority,
a lot of the activities.
Because I remember at one point with the housing authority, if you went to summer camp, you ate breakfast and lunch free.
Yeah.
And you was in camp till 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yep. Yeah, because I remember when my mom used my grandmother address in town so that I could go to the free summer camp that they had at Stanton Center.
Listen, the camps, when I was working, we was looking up camp stuff. There's a bunch of camps in Annapolis, Maryland, that not near one of these kids. They go on all these vacations. They go camping. They do everything at Arlington Echo. Can't nobody in the hood afford that shit.
Facts.
Right.
That's all facts, bro. I agree.
They learn so much stuff. They take on these responsibilities. And people can say what they want. I did all the research. I don't talk about nothing that I didn't research. I research because our kids, like you just said, you said it. Y'all had switch neighborhoods and allow on applications so you could go to a free joint.
And now they lock you up for that.
Yeah, but
they lock you up for that now. If you use a different address so your kid can go to a better school district, they lock your black ass up. Like, seriously?
They did that to that lady, what, Texas or Georgia?
One of them, but yeah, they definitely locked her up.
She put her kids, she gave a fake address so her kids could go to a private school, and they locked her up for like 5 years. They gave her 5 years for that.
Think about that shit. Why though?
Well, we know why, because she was
We know why.
Systematic racism.
We know what that's about.
And look at how mean the motherfucking rec people is too. The people that run out of recs be mean and disrespectful as a motherfucker. We be having some disrespect. People can say what they want. We be having some mean ass rec people running these goddamn recs.
And that's the thing of it too. Like, if you just there just to get a check, then don't do that kind of shit.
Yeah, like, then don't do it.
Service the community.
Don't work with kids. That's why I don't work with kids, because I know I don't have the patience for everybody. Kids,
I got the patience, but I know for me, like it wouldn't be the kids for me. It would be the adults.
It would be the parents.
It wouldn't be the kids for me, because I work for an adolescent program, and these kids had mental health issues, and it was never the kids. It was always the parent that was the issue. So for me, I would do it, like, honestly, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I would love to work in one of the communities in the rec center. I absolutely would, but I would have some requirements in order to do that. And unless somebody would be willing to meet that requirement, then nah. And my requirement would be, I need the parents to volunteer at least 2 hours a month. At least 2 hours a month. I ain't saying 2 hours a day. I ain't saying 2 hours a day.
Up how you want.
Exactly. I'm saying
30 minutes 4 times a month, and you done.
You see what I'm saying? Because this is what it is. We have to let the kids see that. We have to get these kids to give the respect back to the parents. Until we can do that, we're gonna continue to see everything that we doing. And like you said, blood, sweat, and tears. And when we went to camp, because Janae, me and Grunt, we went to camp over O'Brien Court too.
Yeah.
And Miss Terry and Miss Francine, we was over there, over in town. But those people wanted to work with kids.
Right.
They like working with kids.
Paid.
But now, right now, people just want bread. Like, I saw the Boys and Girls Club down Oaks. This was years ago. One of the counselors. And I was like,
you froze, yo.
I'm still froze. I'm good.
Yeah.
But he was like,
you look like you were taking a whole shit.
You said what? Like I was taking
when your picture froze.
Mikey dumb.
But he was more or less basically told Shorty, go back to the dirty ass house. And I was like, that's how you talk to kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Yeah, and if that's how you feel, don't work with kids, because one, you don't even know what these kids dealing with at home. So if they come into your presence, you can't turn around, you know what I'm saying, and tear them down like that. So if that's how you feel, like don't even work with kids. I hate people like that.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club, all of those places, like just check out. All you gotta do is pay attention to who they cater to and how much they charge to get in. And you can tell if they for the kids or not. You know what they do at the Boys and Girls Club? They throw their ass a basketball or throw their ass something and stand up there and be on their phone chilling. They don't give a fuck about what's going on with them kids. When I was working with kids, bro, I was with Pat the Cheryl, and this is real shit. From the time I stepped into the school, I had to write a log of every individual person that I even had a conversation with. And I had to write something about them. When I first started, I was like, she was like, I wrote down, I was half-assing it. She like, oh yeah, they said you talked to the Miss such and such said she talked to you today. Like, yeah. She said, but I don't see that on no paperwork. I'm like, I thought you meant the kids. She said, did you hear me say the kids or did you hear me say everybody?
Everybody. They.
You know why? Because the grants, when the people come back for the grant money, this was not a grant requirement. This was her requirement. So when she see, look, when they came and they ordered us, we had stacks of paper like this with conversations from every day. All I did was write. All I did was write. I'm telling you, all the shit that I learned and everything we did, real talk. I learned so much about human beings. It was incredible for me. It changed me as a person. But while I'm learning, I'm seeing people that's been in these fields for years, not caring, not putting the kids' lives first. They put their own agendas first.
Yeah.
One thing I can say about Pastor Cheryl, and a lot of people had things to say bad about her. A lot of people say things good about her. One thing that I will tell you about her is she put them kids first. She made, man, I swear I never wrote so much in my life. We had to go to seminars. She paid for seminars. She paid for us to go to places. We went on a retreat. Just her crew over Eastern Shore had stayed in rooms and shit together. So we could learn how to operate with each other. We learned colors of affirmation, like you had to write down everything positive and negative about it. We learned how me and Mr. Boston got along by me being so outspoken and him not being, but he's the head person. And as the head person, he will allow me to out-talk him. And then I had to figure out, why would I think it's okay for Mr. Boston to allow me to out-talk him? And why Boston didn't speak up? It was because we respected each other as men, but we wasn't following what's best for us. At that point, I needed to be led.
Right.
I'm and everything else I did, I think I'm a natural born leader. But in that field, I was totally lost.
But the good thing is you recognized that you needed leadership. And some people be so in their ego that they don't want to be led or even recognize that they need it.
The only reason why I learned is because I read everything that we had going on. And I said, yo, that's crazy. Like, this shit read me. If you honest with it, it read me, where though I always try to dominate conversations. Sometimes on here, I do it a lot. I end up having to sit back because I will talk for 2 hours. Like, for real, it's who I am.
Mikey, I think that's an Aquarius thing, because we'll talk a hole in somebody's head. Like, if we passionate about something, you can't shut us up.
All right. But I had to learn how, the thing that I had to learn with Mr. Boston was because I work with him every day. And the stuff that he was allowing me to do fit perfectly into who he is, but it wasn't benefiting us as a group. Because by him laying back and not doing what he was supposed to do, he shouldn't have been in a manager's position if he wasn't going to act like it.
Right.
And then it was hard for him to say it to me, so I had to learn so I wouldn't put him in that predicament where he had to say, fall back. So then when she would start asking questions later, I would sit back. And then first I would just jump out there and talk. Then he would start talking. And then he said, yeah, because if you ask Mr. Mikey was around walking on doing the most, and then he would pass it on to me. That's what we're missing in our communities. Everybody want their ideas to be the ones that work. I'm going to tell you, the only thing going to work, rehabilitation, drugs, alcohol, and most of all, mental. We work on kids only. When we got a brother, but not the sister and the other brothers. So now we teach him, and he go back home to those brothers and sisters who are not obedient.
Right.
And then they go home to their parents. Everybody has to be rehabilitated.
Yeah. And not only that, a lot, look, a lot of us, even now as adults, need some reprogramming because I had to retrain my own mind around the way that I felt about certain things, or I felt like certain things have been done, because that would have been instilled in me my entire life. And then, look, like you, when I got to, you know what I'm saying, studying my brain and the power of the subconscious mind, and I started reading all those books, like Joe Eads laughs at me all the time because I be like, man, fuck that. I identify as a rich white dude. I be like, I identify as a wealthy white man. That's what I tell him. And he be like, what the fuck did that mean? I said, listen, what the reason why I was able to transform my thinking about a lot of stuff was because I had to look at the way people did things differently. I knew it was some stuff I wasn't doing right, but ultimately, as much as we don't like to say it, them wealthy white dudes run everything. So I had to start figuring out what they was doing to figure out how they was running the stuff they was doing. And now guess what? That's how I run my business, like a wealthy white dude. I be Donald Trump in my shit. Like all the time. And I had to make some of those changes. So, you know.
It's a change of mindset. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's it.
And we hit the 2-hour mark, ladies.
Oh, dang.
Another wonderful.
See, I told you, Aquarius, we done took up the whole damn show.
No, it's fine. Yo, that's why we call it Let Me Talk, because we talked about it. I just want to send a shout out today. Everybody know every year, like around Christmas, I do the $5 Santa joint. I wanted to send a shout out today to the people today that donated. I was able to get some toys and some necessities for a 6-year-old who lost his father a couple weeks ago. I was able to get some hats and scarves and gloves and some comfortable socks for the mother and the grandmother, because the mom had to take on another job. The mother actually took on the job that the father had as a second job, and she's caring for the son and the grandmother. So we was able to get them some things. I got some other stuff I got to pick up. But I was also able to use the extra funds that was left over to buy some board games for another family. So yeah, always I'll be collecting stuff until next Thursday, because next Thursday will be the cutoff point. So that way everything can get to the people it's supposed to get to. So that way it can be settled or wrapped or however it's being done.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
Cash up on your page.
I'll post the I'm waiting for them to get back to me with the sizes. I'll post the sizes of all the kids tomorrow on my page. So y'all just look for my page tomorrow. One of the families, they lost their house in a fire the week before Thanksgiving. It's a mother and 3 kids, 2 boys in elementary school, 1 daughter in 7th grade in middle school. The other family, like I said, is the one where the father passed and the mother took 2 jobs, and she's caring for the 6-year-old is in kindergarten and for her grandmother. So we was able to get some things for them, but I'm gonna find out the sizes, and like I said, I'll post the flyer with their sizes on it tomorrow. So that way, if anybody does have anything that they want to donate, and we can work that out. You know what I mean? But again, I appreciate everybody for that, man. And every year I post that post, and every year I get at least 2 or 3 people that say, nah, I'm gonna give you this, or I'm gonna give you that. So, and y'all make it happen, and I'm always able to give out a lot of stuff. So like I said, I got to pick up some more stuff on Friday. And again, I don't ask for money. Y'all, if y'all know, I don't really ask for money. I ask people to go out because I want people to be a part of the gift giving themselves and be a part of it. You know what I mean? So I ask people to just go out, and whether you spend $5 or $10, you just buy some toiletries, some scarves, or socks, or, you know, something that somebody can use. You know what I mean? Because even if we can't give it to the families, I can still give it to somebody that know homeless people, and they can hand it out to the homeless. But
I'm gonna buy some toys for those kids that house burnt down.
All right, I'm gonna put like I said, I'll post everything tomorrow, and I'll let everybody know the sizes for the kids for clothes or whatever. But like I had a lot of people outpour like, yo, you can come pick this up, you can come get this, you can come get that. So I will be getting with y'all within the next couple of days. Before the end of the week, I like to pick up from everybody that's in Annapolis, and my job is gonna allow me to do it because it's through my job. You know what I mean? So they're my supervisors, Q and Zach, they cool as shit. They're gonna allow me to go and do pickups and pick up stuff and donations and all of that. So you know what I mean? Just let me know, and within the next couple of days I'll link up with y'all. But again, Leslie, Mikey, I appreciate y'all, man. Like, this was a conversation that was needed. It's always a conversation that's needed. And Les, you already know, me and Camel are pushing. Like, we hope everything.
I know.
We hope y'all reach that final door like you supposed to. You know what I mean? With everything was going on with Trey, long live Trey the Kid. We still miss you down here, yo. Shit still don't feel real till I ride past that fucking mural when I'm in Annapolis, yo.
Look, and it was Trey the Kid Tuesday today. I've been celebrating all damn day.
I mean? And you know, like I might go back to his old. I might try to find some of his old freestyles and post them.
I swear I used to couldn't wait to see that shit though, yo.
That might be what we do for the, you know what I mean? We gotta find. So if you can send me his freestyles that he did on Tuesday.
Okay.
And what I'll do is we'll try to
start the show with them shit.
We'll try to start opening up with one. You know what I mean? Since we on Tuesday, we'll open up with a Trader King because we got to keep that name alive. You know, like we really miss him, yo. Like we really miss him.
I know, man. I know he definitely touched a lot of people, and the messages and love that, you know what I'm saying, we do get. It doesn't go unnoticed, and and it's definitely appreciated. Like I said, we know that the city loved him too. You know what I'm saying? It not just us. So we definitely appreciate y'all. We appreciate the support that we do get. We definitely do.
You know what he texted me when I texted Trey the Kid the last time? I asked him what the fuck was Yall. And he texted me, he said the onion block and 20 mixed. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, I'm getting old. He laughed.
Oh, yeah, the Yoon.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And he said, what he said? He said, oh no, but I still Yall. He said, I still Yall 20. I said, yeah, I don't know. But that's exactly what it was. And I put it on Facebook and he inboxed me. He was like, yo, I'm like, what the fuck is the Yall? And he told me what it was, yo.
Man, I used to hate when he would do that to me because he would send me a message and I'd be like, nigga, talk to me in English. I'd be like, I don't know what that means. He'd be like, yeah, I'd be forgetting you a whole nerd, yo. You just a whole nerd.
That sound like it too, for real. But man, again, I thank y'all.
All right, B.
Everybody, appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
All right,
hey, look, I love y'all. I love y'all, Mikey and C. But look, man, y'all need to have a show and talk about how this money went missing at Jackson State and how these HBCUs be stealing this money.
That's what we was gonna originally talk about.
All right, but look, y'all need to do that joint next week because I got some HBCU stealing money ass stories. You know I worked that one. I know some stuff.
Oh, damn.
Look, nigga, I'm snitching.
All right. Going down.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, love y'all here.
Love you too.